What's up, everyone? I am the Kaiju no Kami, and back at the beginning of May, I went to see Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, was planning to do a quickie review of it, and then I got sick that night, and with how crazy the school year was for the final month in May, I never got around to it. As such, I figured at this point, let's try something different. I'm going to do a little spoiler talk on Doctor Strange. So I'm going to talk about some of my favorite scenes, some of the things that worked, what didn't work. I liked the movie a lot, but I didn't love the movie. I know there are some people that absolutely loved it, says the greatest Marvel movie ever made at this point. And that's cool. There were a lot of great elements to like about it. It's just that I felt some of the issues with it really did harm the film. First, the soundtrack. You know what? It's really cool that Sam Raimi... blah, 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 blah. And, I'm not editing this, so I'm just going to continue going on and on. So if I make a mistake, oh well, you just deal with the mistake. Anyway, I think it's really cool that Sam Raimi got Danny Elfman to helm the soundtrack. However, I will say that I didn't even realize it was Danny Elfman. I mean, when the credits came on and said Danny Elfman, I said, oh, that makes so much sense, because that one scene there had a Danny Elfman-like sound to it. That scene there had a Danny Elfman-like sound to it. Otherwise, though, I would not have known he did the soundtrack if I didn't see the name. I don't even know why. I just consciously did not think of it. It was a good piece of music, but not Danny Elfman's best, nor his most memorable. The same thing happened with, I think it was Hellboy 2. He did the soundtrack for, and I was just like, that was Danny Elfman? That was kind of forgettable for a Danny Elfman soundtrack. I mean, we're talking about the guy that gave us the definitive Simpsons opening theme, the guy that gave us a Batman theme song that was incredible for many, many decades. We've got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What else did he do that... There's so many great movies. And now apparently I can't think of them. But still, for being a Danny Elfman soundtrack, I was like, oh, well, that's why the music was good, but I don't remember much of the music, which is quite a shame. One of my favorite scenes is, well, when America and Strange are inside one of these rooms after Wanda attacked, and we've got, oh wow, my brain is like, apparently I don't remember the movie anymore. I mean, even though I just saw it a month and a half ago. Okay, sure, whatever. But they're in this room, and Wanda starts pulling people through reflections, and she comes out of this mirror all twisted and doing contortions, kind of like a J-horror ghost, which was pretty damn awesome. I love the horror elements in this film. When Doctor Strange uses the body of the alternate universe Strange from the beginning of the movie, and then uses zombies to create wings for himself, or the spirits, that was damn awesome. I like that a lot. That was a pretty badass moment. Of course, another great moment was having John Krasinski as Reed Richards. Oh my god. People have been wanting John Krasinski for Reed Richards. I've been kind of ambivalent. I'm like, hey, that would be cool. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind if they didn't have him. But if they did, it would be cool. And having him, like, wow. Oh my god, okay, this is awesome. Now give us Giancarlo Esposito as Doctor Doom. I'm sorry, but Giancarlo Esposito is the only person I feel is qualified to play Doctor Doom. That dude can make reading the phone book sound threatening. You don't believe me? Watch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. That guy is a phenomenal villain, and once again, he needs to be Doctor Doom. I will accept no other alternatives. Okay, I will accept alternatives if Disney goes with someone else, but I really think he would be the best Doctor Doom. And I know people are like, well, he's too old. He's going to be wearing a mask, so who freaking cares? His face is going to be scarred up. He's got a mask on. If they're going to do Doctor Doom properly, then he's going to be all covered up, so it doesn't matter. Okay. But yes, having Reed Richards appear, Professor X was kind of cool, even though I do kind of wish it was James McAvoy. I personally prefer him as Professor X over Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart was cool, but his Professor X was more of like a grandfather type character. And if you have read the comics, Professor X is no grandfatherly character. Especially during the Chris Claremont run. That dude is an asshole. And James McAvoy played his asshole side perfectly well. James McAvoy, to me, is Professor X. At least for the time being, until they pick someone else. It's just like I think Fassbender is the perfect Magneto for the time being. They got their moments. I think the one in the X-Men movies that didn't get her moment was Storm's actress. Not Halle Berry, the lady they got for those horrible sequels, Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. That lady got the shaft. She needs to be out. She needs to actually be given a role of Storm that's going to be actually like Storm. And in a good movie, not some terrible wastes of time that makes X3 look like X3's quality look questionable. Because X3 was a pretty bad movie, but after Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix, it's kind of like, man, maybe X3 wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad, but maybe not that bad. But yeah, the entire Illuminati scene was well done. I loved it. I know some people are like, rah. I really, really liked it a lot. And then we had the really cool fight scene where we have Captain Carter getting sliced in half. I will say the CGI they used for Captain Carter kind of looked odd because her head didn't match her body proportionately. It was kind of like Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie. Her head looked 2 sizes smaller than her body. Wasn't that bad, but that's what it reminded me of. But her getting sliced was pretty cool. And Black Bolt, from my understanding, that is the actor that played Black Bolt in the Inhumans TV series, which thankfully I never bothered watching because it just looked bad. It looked nothing like the Inhumans. I'm glad he finally actually got to play Black Bolt, and he wore his freaking mask. And then, perhaps one of the best fight sequences in the entire MCU was Doctor Strange fighting an evil version of himself with musical notes. That was damn clever. That battle was spectacular. It was musical bliss. I loved it. That scene alone makes the movie worth watching, even though I think the entire movie is worth watching. I loved Wanda. It was nice to finally actually see them utilize Wanda's powers effectively, showing how powerful she can actually be. I liked the Darkhold. I'm curious to see, though, now if the Darkhold for those who finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because we stopped watching after season 4, did they actually show the Darkhold get destroyed? Because I'm wondering if they connected the way the Darkhold is destroyed in Doctor Strange to how the Darkhold is destroyed in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Or did they not destroy the Darkhold in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Like I said, we quit after season 4. And let's see. Any other top favorite scenes of mine that I can think of? Well, the Bruce Campbell cameo was a delight, as always. It gave me a little bit of Army of Darkness bits, or Evil Dead 2 bits when he's just hitting himself. Oh! And then the post-credit scene with him was pretty funny. Now, the negatives. The pacing was all over the place. The pacing just felt off. Like, Wanda was revealed to be the villain too soon. It was kind of strange how, strange. Because Steven goes to talk to Wanda. They have this normal conversation, but then out of the blue, Steven's like, wait, this is not real. Boom. And it's like, oh, so she's the villain. That's nice the trailers didn't reveal that, but this seems too quick. It's just out of the blue. Where was the transition? Maybe they could have showed us a scene of her like fighting with the Darkhold because of her kids from WandaVision. I don't know. But I felt like her transition to being revealed as the villain was just too soon, too quick. The fight with the eyed monster at the beginning of the movie was nice. I know a lot of people thought it was going to be Shumagora. I thought so too, but it wasn't. I don't remember what the actual name of the creature was. But yeah, the pacing was all kinds of bad. Oh, another scene I did like was when we saw them traveling through the multiverse, and you have like where they're splattering, then they turn into like animated versions and all that stuff. That was pretty cool, but that brings me to my next negative. There wasn't enough of the multiverse of madness for Multiverse. I mean, the multiverses were, oh, New York City, a futuristic version. Oh, a destroyed version of New York City. Didn't you guys have any ideas beyond just New York City? I understand Strange lives in New York, but this is a multiverse, people. You coulda did more than just New York City. Or why not have had like one of the New York cities was a medieval town? Ooh, that would have been cool. Instead of skyscrapers, it's castles. Hey, they could have also had like a Goliath or something flying by. Little nice gargoyles not in there. But, yeah, the multiverse was kind of boring. I mean, they pretty much showed you the entire multiverse scenes in the trailer. Because they showed most of that one scene where they're going through it in the trailer. Wong was great. America Chavez was fantastic. I liked both of their characters. I don't know anything about America Chavez. I've never read a comic book with her in it. But I liked what the movie did with her. So the pacing was bad. There wasn't really anything in the multiverse of madness. I know some people talk about that Reed was kind of dumb for being the smartest man alive. But he's the smartest man alive. He's very arrogant. If you read the Fantastic Four comics from Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, he is a very arrogant man because he thinks he knows right all the time. It's something that Johnny constantly calls him out for. So, to me, it made sense why he acted the way he did, being all arrogant towards Wanda, making fun about what Black Bolt could do to her, because he is that way. He thinks he is unbeatable. It's one of the character flaws that makes Reed an interesting character. Because he thinks he knows it better. That's why him and Doctor Doom go hand in hand. They're both the same personality-wise. It's just one chooses to do it for good, one chooses it for his own gain. And I feel like the people that are saying, oh, he was kind of dumb, have never read true Fantastic Four comics. Maybe they read some of the comics from the 90s or the poorly written ones, but they've never read true Fantastic Four comics. But then again, I don't remember. I only read some 90s comics, and I still remember him being arrogant. I'm pretty sure, if I recall, he was even arrogant when Thanos was getting the Infinity Gauntlet. Let's see. Was there anything else that I didn't like about the movie? No, the pacing was pretty much the biggest part. Oh, I guess the campy acting. I've come to realize that Sam Raimi just cannot not do campy acting. I mean, Spider-Man 1 had campy acting. The acting was good, it was comic booky, but it was campy. Spider-Man 2 was especially campy. Now I said especially twice, 3 times. Specifically, when you would have all these people running in front of the camera screaming. Like when we have Dr. Octopus climbing up the building, you have that blonde lady like, in the Evil Dead type scene in the hospital where Dr. Oct's arms take over. You had the one doctor running up to the camera screaming. You had Mary Jane screaming when Dr. Octopus grabs her. So, I've come to realize that Sam Raimi cannot go without campy acting. Maybe he just doesn't know how to not do campy dialogue and campy acting. But the acting in this was quite campy. I was actually kind of disappointed because I know Benedict Cumberbatch can do so much better. And at times it was just like for his lines, like, ugh, that came out weird sounding. That was the best take. But that's Sam Raimi in a nutshell. I liked the movie a lot. I just felt that it was nowhere near as amazing as it could have been. It wouldn't break my top 10 favorite Marvel MCU films. And I liked Doctor Strange better in No Way Home. I did like that other scene when he talks about Spider-Man and America Chavez is like, so is he an actual spider? Does he have webbing out of his butt? And he's like, I don't know. That was pretty cool. And what else? It's a shame. I really think, well, I loved Wanda being the villain. I love the way they pulled it off. I love that the trailers did not give that away at all. I would love to see Nightmare in the next Doctor Strange movie, because I've been wanting to see Nightmare for a while, and I really feel like they could do so many great visuals with Nightmare in his dream world. They could do what they should have done with the multiverse, but this time they can get away with it because it's a dream world. So yes, I want Nightmare for the next one. And obviously, in another post-credit scene, we had Clea up here, which was awesome. I like Clea from the comics before she died, and then came back. And then I think she died again later, and then came back. I think Charlize Theron is going to be a great Clea. I'm very curious to see what they do about her. Overall, I enjoyed Doctor Strange 2. I give it probably a 7 or 8. I still never decided a score on it. That was kind of like my score after I saw it initially, 7 or 8. It was a fun movie. It was a good time. I loved the horror elements. Wanda was amazing. But there were little things that just hampered the enjoyment. Or I won't say hampered the enjoyment, but hampered the overall product. What did you guys think of Doctor Strange Mountain? I was going to say In the Mouth of Madness. Wrong movie. That's a John Carpenter movie, which you should check out if you have not seen. What did you think of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness? Let me know in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Is it your favorite MCU? What did you think of Krasinski as Reed Richards? What did you think of Wanda being evil? Let me know. Click like, subscribe, the bell notification, whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support me. You can support me on Patreon at Kaiju no Kami, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Kaiju no Kami, Discord, Kaiju no Kami, my website, creativitybydesignllc.com, and I have merchandise at the shop, creativitybydesignllc.com/shop. There's also a link in the description below. Until next time, bye.